When was the last time you've given yourself a moment to not do anything, to sit in silence, to not take action and distract yourself, and to actually let yourself get bored? Why is it important to get bored? Well, I've been coaching for 7 years in the fitness industry, 2 years in the sales industry, and now helping people with personal transformation. And a very common thing that I hear is that people get distracted. People fill their time up and they never actually sit and they never actually reflect with the things that really matter to them. And they never actually sit and never actually reflect with the things that are causing them stress. So what ends up happening? Well, they push it aside and they distract themselves. They distract themselves with something that makes them feel good in that moment, that gets them away from the pain of confrontation. I was in the sauna today at the gym and it was the exact conversation that I'm talking about right now, because I know when certain people are coping and when certain people are thriving. I can just feel it. It's an aura. And I know when people have mental stress, when they're in that state of being in their head too much, right? And I was having the conversation and we were talking about coping mechanisms, using food as a distraction. For many people, it's using alcohol, it's smoking, it's drugs, it's sex, it's porn, it's Netflix, it's all these things that are a distraction. The moment that there's nothing to do, we have to fill in the time again. I spent just the whole day yesterday sitting down at my laptop for hours just thinking about all the things and steps that I want to be taking. Properly thinking, and this isn't something that I just do once, it's a regular practice, okay? And you can practice it at your own pace, but the whole point is confrontation and actually looking at your life and confronting the things you're afraid of, confronting the things that you're avoiding, and doing something about that, because proper change, proper transformation requires you to look at the situation for what it is. Not look away and distract yourself with something. So I want you to ask yourself that. What are you distracting yourself from? And maybe you won't even know what that is until you sit and just let yourself do nothing. Let yourself be bored. Let yourself look at your life, where you're holding back, where the dissonance is in your life, things that you're not happy with, and look at why those dynamics are at play, because those are where the answers are for you to really change your experience here. It's the things that we avoid, the things that we're afraid of, that really put our foot on the hose in our life. It really blocks off the current of life and flow. If we want that flow, we got to get rid of blockages, and that's really what the process is. Knowing what you want, being excited about that, taking action on that, and taking the foot off that hose and unblocking as you're going through the process. Because what you'll notice is you'll embark on a journey, you'll act towards a goal, and as you're doing it, things come up. Whoop, block. What's that? What do I have to believe in that circumstance to be true that's causing a negative experience? And you can self-diagnose that, right? Typically when there are blockages mentally, there's a limiting belief there. There is a belief that's causing interpretation of that circumstance as a negative one, as a fearful one, as a limitation. And that's where you can put that belief up to the limelight and choose whether to believe it or not. The more you can do that and self-diagnose, let go of anything that doesn't align with that higher version of you, the best ideal self, and let it go. And you keep recreating yourself. But to do that, number one is you have to listen to what's really exciting to you, the things that you're actually passionate about, the things that you really would do with no limitation. And then you got to confront all the things that don't match it and all the things that get in the way with it. And you don't do that by avoiding. You don't do that by Netflix. You don't do that by distractions. You do it by confrontation. And if you have to just do it a little bit at a time to make it easier for you and not feel so overwhelming, that is fine. Open up the box just a little bit and confront one thing at a time, and keep doing that until you build a tolerance for it. And over time, you'll get better at being able to confront those things sooner than later, because the longer that you leave it, the more effect that it's going to have. So you can build that muscle. And when you build the muscle, you'll just get better, better, and better. And over time, you will habituate that better life for yourself, that better version of you who can show up and handle problems in life. That's the process. So commit to that. Commit to just simple changes, confronting one uncomfortable thing at a time, and just get better and better and better, and then message me and tell me and thank me for this advice, because it's going to change your life. I hope that helps.